And how did this series come about? What was the catalyst to your great plan here?
That it's interesting, Steve, because I was talking about this with my co-organizer and partner in this race, Chloe Zimmerman, and we had said, hey, wouldn't it be great to kind of link some of these races together? Just kind of talking, kind of generally about this. And then I talked with Kate Alexander, who was the race director of the Cayman race, and it turns out they were also thinking along these same lines, and when I ended up talking later on with Winston Crook, who is the race director for the Nevis race, he too thought, this is something we should be doing, and had also been thinking about it, and so did Gordon Bordy, the race director of the Maracas Bay race in Trinidad. So it turns out we're all kind of thinking along these same lines, and as soon as we started talking about it collectively, it just kind of came together so naturally and so quickly. It wasn't like this was a totally new invention. It was something that, hey, we've been running these races independently, most of them, for quite a while, and kind of everyone doing their own thing without, but thinking on the side, hey, we're not that far apart from each other, and we're all, in the same region here, but nobody had ever really put these things together. But once we started talking about it, it just made an enormous amount of sense, and it went very, very quickly.
Yeah, and once the discussion was started, how practically did you go about it? I mean, you have a beautiful website. I love all the information on the website. It's got links to all the races. It's everything that a swimmer would want. But practically, somebody had to take the bull by the horns and bring it to fruition.
Well, we all played we all kind of divided up and played different parts in this thing. Chloe Zimmerman, for example, kind of took the reins on putting together the website. But we got contributions from everybody on. That was very important to have that website up there. The other thing was to get an ad out in Swimmer magazine, which is coming out in the next day or two. Where also it would be up there for everyone to see, in the U.S. Masters swim magazine, that, we have something going here. So again, we all kind of took part in getting that together, and then connecting with each other. Kate Alexander was very important in making that happen. I also want to give a lot of credit to Randy Nutt, who probably knows more about starting races in the Caribbean than anybody, as he started the races in Bonaire, St. Croix, and most recently in Bermuda. He was also very, very supportive of this. So certainly very, very collaborative effort of just simply, which really came together in, I'd say, 2 or 3 months, which is kind of fast, but we kind of all made it happen.
Great. And what are your visions for the future in this series?
A couple of things. Certainly, we want to grow our races. We expect to have a couple more races join us in the future here. And also, ultimately, to put together a West Indian Championship swim, probably in 2012. There's a lot of ideas that we have to promote our races together, so the people that swim in our various races, can get credit for that and earn points towards that as well. And but ultimately bringing together a championship for the West Indies. We'd also like to attract some of the larger FINA races as well. So maybe a 10K open water swim race that would be held in one of our islands as well. That would be something to push for. So that's certainly on a race level. What we'd like to do is expand it that way, but also make sure that we keep that character and that uniqueness there, because we all have something very unique and special going for each of the races, and we're certainly going to maintain that, but at the same time kind of promote that together. But there's something more too, and this is, through, and I think I mentioned this earlier, through, our collaborating together here, we can call attention to the need to keep our seas and our reefs, in good shape and pristine, and keep this up so people have places to go for fantastic swim experiences, whether they're there for training or for a race. And, emphasize, too, the need to build up swimming in the West Indies itself among people who live there to develop that talent that's out there, and that talent is really, really emerging and actually emerging onto the world stage. But we want to see more of it there and get more people into the water and swimming and generally to just enjoy it, but also to identify top talent in the West Indies and support that where we can, as well as call attention to issues with people who are in most need and help that we through sport can support whatever endeavors are needed to help relieve suffering in places in the Caribbean.
Yeah, and we always hear that the Caribbean has these huge storms and hurricanes and stuff. Are the swims outside that season?
Pretty much. Yeah, I mean, the storm can happen anytime, even if it's not a hurricane, anywhere, including the Caribbean. But all of these are outside. Trinidad is the one that's further south, but that's below the hurricane belt there. So even though theirs is in September, which is in the hurricane season, it's kind of below the belt, so not much to worry about there. Nor in the other races too, because it's by and large before the hurricanes are bound to hit. But here's something too. I mean, and Randy Nutt is really the pioneer in this area here, where he got this race going in Bermuda, which is in October. And the thing to emphasize on these is that, yeah, there are hurricanes that come through, but they're not things that come through every single day. And races anywhere can be canceled, for any number of reasons, particular weather reasons. So if there is it's always a chance that a race, can get washed out for rain or storm or something like that here. But it's not to be, one shouldn't be dissuaded from going to the Caribbean, even in the season of hurricanes. You just, you kind of watch the weather, and because most of the 95% of the time you go down there, 99, 98, I don't know the exact percentage, but a very, very high percentage of the time you're going to have a fantastic time when you go down there and are going to miss any kind of major storm like that.
Yeah, well, it sounds unbelievably gorgeous down there, but you're over in the cold on the east coast of the United States. How do you work this out? How do you do one thing in a beautiful part of the world and then at the same time, neighbors with the Obamas?
Well, I'll tell you, it's fax. I mean, email and phones do wonders. We can do a lot from one's home desk here. But I've lived for many years in the Caribbean, particularly on St. Croix and also in Martinique, and have traveled to most of the islands and tried to go there at least once or twice, or most this year several times, and even have plans to move back there later on this year. So it was a little bit kind of problematic to set all these things up from here, but I'll tell you, thanks to a great team in each of the islands that really made it happen. Even though, it's interesting because some of us haven't actually met each other. We just met each other, through phone calls, Skype, and email, but we have come together. And so we've talked a lot with each other, and I've been to all these islands, but I've never actually, met all of these race directors who I'm familiar with, a lot of the swims. So it's a kind of a testament to and I guess there's a lot electronically linked age. We can do things even from cold Washington. So we'll and I don't know if it's going to be necessarily easier, because even on these islands you still have to do things, from connecting electronically as well. Yeah. But when you have a great team, it happens. It works very well.
Yeah, and so as we were talking about connecting people over the internet and our modern day communications, how can we get people who are interested in this series to enter? Can you tell us the website and contact and all that?
Yeah, certainly I can. I'll be glad to do that. The first thing I would do is I would emphasize people to log on to our West Indies Bluewater Swim Series. And the website for that is www.westindiesswimseries.com. and that's the best. And then all four of the races are listed there, a description of the races, and then the links to them. And these are all, you can just simply click on those and then get to the sites. It's not really very hard to do. For example, you can each swim, it might be a little bit hard to kind of remember all these things, but even if you have a transcript. But our swim, for example, is www.ecocswim.com, and that will get you straight to the Turks and Caicos swim. And gosh, the flower swim, I think, is it flowerswim.com. And the Trinidad one is one they don't have a website up yet, but if you click onto the website, the West Indies website, you can what will happen is it'll bring up an actual email, and then you can email Gordon and just let him know that you're interested in going to it. And I can give you that email as well. It's secretary and then ASATT@gmail.com, and address that to Gordon as well. And those are all ones that you can get on and get these things. But I think the best thing is, quite frankly, is just to get onto the West Indies Swim Series website, and then just go down there and just click on the races there as they're listed on the home page. You can also see a lot of pictures from the races there as well, and kind of get a sense of what it looks like at the race, and as well as some pictures of the islands themselves. So very, very exciting getting all this together.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Well, Open Water Wednesday and its global open water swimming community do wish you the best of luck. And I'm going to actually put you on a spot here. If there were 4 words, any words you want, what would they be? What would those words be to describe this new series? Just 4 words. You have 4 swims? Give me 4 words.
Okay. I think, first of all, first word I'd say pristine, and the next word would be water. I think the third word would have to be camaraderie. There certainly is that. And then the fourth word would be everyone. You emphasized that earlier. Novices as well as very experienced swimmers can do this. So I think those 4 words would probably sum it up as best I can. I think the one thing I do want to kind of leave everybody with, Steve, here is that this is a swim that where you get these really, really top class swimmers. We had, for example, Marcos Diaz, who just became the open water swimmer man of the year, and he swam in our race, and just he and his wife, just absolutely terrific people. And you get to kind of swim alongside these people and meet them, and these world champions that swim all over the world and have these huge respect. And same thing in the Cayman Islands, where they have several Olympians swimming, and I know that in Nevis they've got very, very top quality swimmers there as well. And in Trinidad, Fran Crippen actually swam in a recent race in Trinidad and did very, very well. Made a very, very strong impression on Gordon and other swimmers down there. So you get a chance to kind of meet these people and swim alongside them, as well as just do your own personal best, or try to win your age group category if you can. But it's something for everybody down there, definitely.
Well, thank you very much. I love those 4 words, pristine, water, camaraderie, and everyone. That's great.
Okay.
So, we'll be talking to you before and after each of the 4 races, Ben, and we look forward to hearing all kinds of great things.
Hey, thank you so much, Steve, and thanks for all of your support, too. You've been fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. Talk to you soon.
Okay. Talk to you soon. Thank you.